Yeah, mate. No, it's been lovely. I really enjoyed it. We had a cracking night. We laughed and joked, and we had good dinner and a bottle of wine. Yeah, just lovely. How fishing should be, eh?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, last time we were out, we had a little chat about sort of modern tech in carp fishing, and I actually cut that clip out and put it on social media, and it's kind of like, I think it's had about 100,000 views in about 4 days.
Yeah, mate. I'm fully aware. Like, I don't listen. I don't. I've got no reason to court controversy. It doesn't serve me in any way, shape, or form. You know, I'm getting out of carp fishing in a few years. I'm emigrating to the other side of the world. Like, I'm not even going to be here to worry about it. But I feel a moral and ethical obligation to stand up for how the things are going in carp fishing. Like, you know me. I like a lot of it's throwaway comments and stuff, Nick's broad brush and that. But there's a lot of truth in what I get across. You know, I didn't set out to individually pick anybody out or any individual company, but I do feel that the companies especially have got a moral obligation to carp fishing. It's what pays their living. Like, why would you want to see it fast tracked to destruction? Because that is what is happening. And listen, I said the other day, I did give an analogy about a brass and all that and paying for it and all that. Right, that was a typical Nick throwaway. I didn't plan it or think it just rolls off the tongue. I say as I think, and it often doesn't come across right. But look at it this way. I'll say one thing first. I grew up with a really good set of parents. My mum was really staunch. She tried to instill in me, I was a little prick, and most of it didn't go in when I was younger, but it slowly did over time. And one of the very first things she used to say to me as a kid was, when you go through life, son, you know, you never do things at the expense of other people. And I was way too young to understand, you know, the meaning behind that and what she meant by that. But of course, as you get older, you fully understand. Now, just remember that for a little bit. Now, I talked about brasses last time as an analogy because I'm not the smartest man in the world. I'm not an academic. And to get my point across, my brain works in a different way to most, clearly. I use anecdotes or weird situations to try and illustrate my point without being brutally graphic, because I have no filter, and quite often what I can say can be misconstrued. Like, look at golf, yeah? Now, I've never played golf in my life, never. And I don't understand those that do. I'm a fisherman. But as I've got older, I look at golf. It's always appearing on my phone, or I see it on the telly or whatever. And you realise that golf has been going for hundreds of years. It's practiced all around the world. And every single golfer that picks up a bag of clubs is on the same plane. They are on a level playing field. You have, I don't even know how many clubs you have in a bag, but say 8 clubs or 9 clubs. And the joy of golf, as I see it, like, people do things for different reasons in life, don't they? If you play golf, it may be because you just like to go walking in the open air and to get some exercise and to fucking go out in the early mornings if you live a life where you otherwise wouldn't get to do that. You also get people that see golf as a lifelong journey. And I think for most golfers it becomes a lifelong journey to improve yourself within the parameters of your sport. And it's massively traditional and supported worldwide golf, and it is a level playing field. Of course, the only thing that's changed in hundreds of years is the technology in the way they make the clubs, etc. Technological advances in the kit. Same as fishing. Went from split cane rods to glass rods to carbon rods, and who knows what's around the corner. But apart from that, golf is a level playing field. Like, some people play their whole life passionately and never improve. Some take it up and become masters very quickly because they just have a gift that other people don't have. And in respect to fishing, there's a lot of very big similarities. Carp fishing has always been about, ever since I grew up, in all angling in general, again, it's a discipline. It's a rod and a line and a means to catch a fish, using your guile, your skill, your cunning to try and outwit a fish. And carp fishing, as it's grown, it has always been a level playing field. Everybody around that lake was exactly the same as you. We were allowed, within the parameters that we were allowed to practice it. So traditionally in the UK, two rods, and whatever rules on top of that, that's not important right now. But it was a level playing field. And whenever you fished on a lake, regardless, there was always someone that was much better than someone else. There was always someone that would try and cheat and chuck them in the outer bounds where they weren't meant to put it. But angling on a personal level has taught me many, many, many things. It's also given me many, many things. And the older you get in life, like I am very grateful for angling and what it's given me and what it's taught me. It's taught me an incredible amount of life skills outside of normal life. And it's grown me as a person, and as it's gone on, I have, like a golfer, I have worked within the parameters that is allowed to me, and I have gone fishing with, it's given me freedom and passion and put me in touch with nature in the outdoors, given me an escape from the humdrum world outside of a fishing lake, you know, and all of it has been massively positive and good. And even up till 10 years ago, carp anglers fished within their parameters. Some people were always going to be better. If the fish were further out, well then you had to up your game and your tackle to get to where the fish were. It was a progression, just like golf, just like golf. Like you slowly improve. The joy is in the journey and everything about it. Like, and unfortunately social media seems to have flipped all of that on its head in a very, very short space of time. Now I'm pro-choice. Like if you want to strip naked and run through the bushes with a joint in your mouth, you crack on, mate. Like everything you do, I'm in full support of it, as long as it's not at the expense of others. And fishing in the modern style is at the expense of everybody. The lakes of old, the vibe around the lake, the energy was all the same. It was optimism and hope and all positive and all good. Yeah, some anglers didn't like other anglers. That's true of every aspect of life, isn't it? With people, some people you get on with, some you don't. But regardless of that, you all had one common goal and one common ground, and that was you were fishing. Like the fish, no matter how good you were, how proactive you were, how many trees you climbed, how many anglers were on the lake, the fish always had the upper hand, always. Like wherever it was aggy, they'd go somewhere where it wasn't aggy. But when you've got drones being flown over them and they are literally being hounded, you've moved away from what is good and what is positive and what is ethical and moreover what is moral in a fishing sense. Like the fish have got no respite. Like they have no escape now. They are watched and just hounded with that amount of technology in an angler's favour. Now that's no good. It's not right. It's not how angling will be. I'm hoping that when I leave carp angling, I leave it for the better, not for the worse. But I'm struggling to see the future in it, you know, with people acting like that. Obviously, lots of lakes ban drones straight away and poles and cameras and bait boats. I'm accepting of all these things individually, apart from the drone. The drone has been the critical thing about changing everything that's happening at the moment. So yeah, all I can say to you is, you know, I'm not some fucking fanatic that is trying to ban everything because it's not what I grew up with or I fear change. I've had change forced on me my whole life, in fishing and in life. And it's never easy to accept until you accept that change happens. And changing carp fishing has been happening for years and I'm cool with it. Of course I'm cool with it. Chris Yates, when we were kids, was up in arms saying that you're all soulless, joyless idiots because you go to sleep on the bank with electronic bite alarms to wake you up. And the joy was sitting there waiting for the rustle of the silver foil. And I get that. My time was just different. The values were still the same, just the approach was different. But it was still all on a level playing field. And now that has gone completely out of kilter. You have to ask yourself what you're doing it for. Are you doing it for content? Are you doing it to try and curry likes on social media? That appears to be the biggest driver without doubt. So yeah, I'm not a preacher, but I'm fucking passionate about the sport that has given me everything, absolutely everything. And yeah, I hope that there's a, you know, that post that Joe put up on social media, I can't tell you how many hundreds of messages I've had, all from people saying, Nick, absolutely couldn't agree more, keep saying it, like, but everybody needs to keep saying it. Like, I love angling. I want angling to be enjoyed by my kids and their kids and their kids. But the way it's going at the minute, like, they're already trying to ban hunting. They'll be coming after anglers next. And the more ammunition you give them by terrorising carp, like with drones and like giving them no respite. A very famous carp angling friend of mine said the other day, we were talking about what was going, and he went, no stone unturned, mate. and that's where we're at, no stone unturned. I don't want to know what's in every lake, but everywhere I go, they're telling you exactly how many's in the lake because everyone's droning them all the time, and like, come on, like, get a grip. Like, you want to catch them by fair angling means. Let's get back to a level playing field where everybody can get proper enjoyment. And I want to see the buzz back around lakes in the country, not like you walk round and everyone's moaning because he's been bait boated across or mate, he's put a drone up. You know, what about people's peace and their privacy and their freedom? Like, I think it's just time everyone had a bit of a great reset. MAGA, like Trump, you know, make America great again. Well, let's make angling great again for everybody, not just the carp angler or me who's been doing it all his life, like, for everybody.